Hi YouTube and welcome back. A little rushed intro again, because this is going to be a short stream. This girl has issues handling her life right now. Alright, we have entered the secret hideout under the phone booth. Alrighty. It looks like each of these has something written on them. And it saves us right here, which is perfect. Okay. It's exactly where we left off. This suit has a broken mask. I was just about to say I see a broken mask here. Awesome. So that's the suit worn by the person that Luca attacked. Which I'm still 100% certain is Nancreed. Doesn't mean that he's not strolling around here in the underground somewhere. Because I assume, like, if this is a full-fledged operation, they would have extra suits. What's up? So have we found our mystery warehouse creeper? Looks like it. We've at least found their hazmat suit. If it walks like an Nancreed, and talks like an Nancreed, and smells like an Nancreed, and what else? Looks like one, talks like one. Oh, it looks like an Nancreed. Walks like one, talks like one. Yeah. Let's not jump to conclusions. That's not jumping. That's just fact. Just saying. Yep, just saying. Alright, what do we have here? I see some papers. Here we actually cannot look at the console. Which feels like a severe oversight. It's a correct nude rock shop or whatever. I think it wasn't that, but that's even better. Mining Operations Alpha. Okay. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizer. And a series of tubes. Paul always says you can only trust the miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa, you don't always realize what he means until it's too late. Well, it means you can only trust a miner until they find what they're looking for. Because as soon as they have what they want and basically get all greedy and about the money, that's when things get ugly. And people get ugly. Perennial Harvest main office. That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff. Wasn't her mom the new person in charge of deep engineering? Hey Lanebrick, welcome in. Perfect to know that you're here. We might need to smack some ass soon. So it's good that I have you in chat. Is she involved in all of this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? Well, it depends. How much she knows about the job she was hired to do. But of course, she it's very unlikely that she would be an active participant in this operation. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Oh yeah. Okay. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yep. Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest if it keep going to the old Valentine place? Must be something of interest there. This is starting to feel like something big. What, just now? It only now starts to feel like something big? Come on, dude. It started to feel big when we entered Granny's secret hideout in the basement. Ah, now I can look at the console. That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know where we are in sci-fi tech.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Yeah, Rollo's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but the kindest. I think it started feeling real when Luca was murdered for the first time. Or maybe that, yeah. No, not the eeny meeny miny. Please don't. I feel like Rollo really needs to channel his inner Homer Simpson for this. Do you know that Simpsons episode where Homer stops a nuclear meltdown like twice by pushing the right button and really also just going eeny meeny miny and just happens to push the right button? Channel your inner Homer, dude. Well, or not. Rollo, what did you do? Nothing! Incoming person. I didn't even move yet. What was that? Hide. Where? Exactly. There's nothing but weird tubes. Well done, in a tube. Just get back. Oh, hello, Mr. Concrete. Shit, there we go again. Their scared expressions is nice. Shit. Shit. Awesome! You all need to come with me. Now. I ain't doing shit. We aren't going anywhere with you. Yep, please. Of course not. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets. Honestly, Nuncreek is such a creepy guy. This isn't like the worst underground secrets I can imagine him having. I told them it was an absurd password. But they love anything that makes them feel clever. So it wasn't even your own idea that boosted your ego? They who? That's no matter. If I can't keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on now. I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
Also, quick flashback from last stream. If we understood that correctly, this dude is apparently Luca's uncle? If we got that right, which is still mind-baffling to me. You sound just like him. Who? Your father. Walt. You don't get to talk about my dad. Okay, friends? Not brothers? Just friends? How did I make the uncle connection then? Interesting. Okay, so not uncle, just close friends. Okay. You know your father and I were friends back before...
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee. True, maybe it was just a friend, adult in that kind, an uncle in that kind of sense, not biologically, just a close friend that you basically call uncle. Of course. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. So you were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yep. Total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. There's 3 alternative timelines where I basically kill you. No, that's not it. Okay. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He'd found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people, maybe saying yes initially and then changing their mind once they really get a grasp of the situation. But the thing I could never get him to understand was, it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. I hate it. You know, I hate Nuncreed so much because he's been such a creep throughout the entire game that I really hate to agree with him on this. And I know they are trying to, you know, make him seem reasonable and not as bad as it was set out to be. Yeah, that's also something that I believe in. I call it a healthy dose of egoistic behavior. Just a healthy dose. Yeah, like you need to be a little egoistic once in a while. If not, if you don't do that, then you just destroy yourself in one way or another. So using self-love language to justify even sizes, that sounds like a denial in my opinion. Also possible. I mean, we'll see where this goes. Classic sidekick into villain plotline. Walt loved being righteous, almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone. Yep, that is absolutely... We know we haven't met Sharper Valentine once in this game, at least so far. I still have my Solomon theory, if you remember. But just with the bits and pieces we had about Sharper Valentine that gave us a glimpse into his character, he's absolutely like... Yeah. That's absolutely a perfect statement. He would be the kind of guy that did that.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharp is long gone, but he still got me saying yes. It's even worse then. Is there a point to this sub-story? Not really, no. Just biding your time until help arrives and you can batch us all up. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
Iggy had his redemption. Nuncrete doesn't. He doesn't deserve it. I tried to keep you safe. The hell you did. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. But you forced my hand. Yeah. You know what? I'm on Cantilla's side. Full-fledged denial.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know? My gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper? Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival. Why would she?
The color drained from Nuncrete's face.
How does she know? Lambrick will not replicate Nuncrete's ugly sweater. Take that! Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say this isn't the only underground lair we've busted into today. Most brutal of insults delivered by Lambrick. And honestly, hers is way cooler. Yeah, I mean, this is just giving me laundromat vibes. She got maps and explosives and bad intentions. Big man.
Nuncrete grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now! She's in danger, boy. I also believe she is. I believe she goes through with her plan. And tries to destroy the source with an explosion. But as we now know, basically the energy you feed into it makes it explode and bring on the Great Freeze. So actually it's Grandma that is killing everyone and freezing over the entire town. I don't know. She had a map of a mark and a fountain in town square. The fountain? But why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncrete.
She knows about the source? What the heck is the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Dear God, she's going to freeze us all. You all need to run. There's nowhere to run. Like, we don't know how big the freeze radius is of this thing, but it has to be enormous because it will cover the initial Beacon Pines and the newly built one. So I very much doubt that 3 children who don't even have bikes, as far as we know, will not be able to go far enough away so they don't get hit by the big freeze. Especially since we don't know how big the radius actually is. Run where? Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. That did not go how I expected. So... No, we're not gonna run, we're gonna follow him. We're totally following him, right? Mm-hmm. Totally. See you on the other side. You good? Somebody mentioned it's cute. All the animations are amazing. Yeah? See you on the other side of the apocalypse. I love this town. I do too, Beck.
Chapter 8. The Cold, Hard Truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed. only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
That was intense. Yeah. I think I might have partied with some fluids in there. Rollo! Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got us. Got on any other. Doesn't look like it got on any of us. I didn't feel like we traveled that far. I don't want. No, I don't want to ask that question, Catilla. I don't want. No. TMI. So, where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. We've got to catch up to Nuncrete. I think he went this way. Catch up to Mr. Nuncrete. This looks familiar, yeah. Maybe we can clear off this. No time. Nuncrete's getting away. Oh, come on. Really? Let me have time. I guess no running ASMR. Okay. This is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well-versed in all things Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of town. Ah, I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncrete is an alien. Rollo. Stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension. So naturally, they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective, kill us all and shapeshift into a Beacon Pine citizen of their choosing. You never really had me. But you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncrete inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncrete was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you, this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper.
Rollo and Beck held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you, and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not
They
true.
both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to affect change. Sorry, can't read. Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets. No, that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge.
Come on, give me one last turning point.
Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
Luca Van Horn, you're gonna save the world. Ooh.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This'll all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't.
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness. She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very, very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to...
Before Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence. time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror, there was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end. Well, that was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.